So the things that make a man high value are completely different from the things that make a woman high value. There's a big influence of society based upon what we were taught, based upon what women were taught. And to be honest, a lot of us were taught the same thing, that men are high value for the same reasons that women high value. And that couldn't be any further from the truth. So without further ado, let's begin with the traits that make a woman high value. Trait number 1, she is soft, feminine, and submissive to the man of her interest. You see, before you judge me, especially if you're a woman watching this, a woman, her value in society, or actually her value to the man that she's interested in, has nothing to do with her career, with her achievements, although those are great things and those are respectable things, but those aren't what make her high value to the man. Us guys, we don't care about how much money you make, your accomplishments, your degree. Like I said, we respect it, but that's not the thing that makes you high value to us. The first thing that makes you high value to us is, again, soft, being feminine and submissive to us, assuming we are a mate that you are interested in. Now, when I say soft, feminine, and submissive, I'm not trying to say that you're just obedient to a guy and you're like a slave to him no matter what. No, that's not what it means. It just means to be feminine and soft. Don't be hard. Don't be, this boss babe. You're this boss babe at work and you're trying to be that way with your man or the man you're interested in. Don't do that, because to be honest, chances are you're probably going to turn him off. Us guys, we like soft women. Soft, affectionate, submissive. Let us take the lead. You know what I mean? It's the man's responsibility to take the lead. And if he's showing signs of leadership and he's showing that he's confident, he's showing that he's certain within himself, he's showing that he's decisive, submit to that. If you think he's a confident man, don't keep challenging him just for the sake of making it difficult on him. A lot of women, they have this mechanism, actually almost all women to be honest, where if the guy is not decisive, he's not taking initiative, he's not taking the lead, they're going to test him, they're going to give him a shit test, and just to see what he's made of, they're going to make it hard for him. But some women, on the other hand, just because of negative conditioning, even though the man's doing everything right, he's a leader, he's assertive, he's dominant, he's decisive, he's taking the lead, he's escalating things, and she's still showing resistance just because she's like, oh, I don't want to appear too easy. We are completely turned off by that. Follow our lead. Be soft. Don't be hard. Be soft. A man's life is very stressful as is. He has a lot of things going on, a lot of things he's worrying about, and it's very tough to succeed as a man. That's a man's primary mission. So just be soft to him. Don't make his life a living hell. Don't make it complicated. Be soft. Be nurturing. Be submissive. Be nurturing. Tell him such sweet words that will make him feel better about himself. You're so confident. You're so manly. I love when you do that. You're so manly when you look at me that way. You're so manly when you do this. I'm so attracted to that. I'm attracted to your confidence. If you fill your man with those words by your feminine energy, he's going to keep coming back for more to make you a happier woman. If you're a woman watching this, I swear to God, just be nice and nurturing to him. Be soft. A man loves these things. Just show him how much you appreciate how manly he is, how much he's taking the initiative, and he's just going to keep doing better, providing. If you don't believe me, try it yourself. But when you're out here restraining too much and you're being way too difficult, oh, we could both take the lead. You don't have to take the lead. Don't do that to him. He doesn't want that. Let him take the lead. Sure, you can kind of take the lead every once in a while and pay for things every once in a while as a treat. But the main thing is let him take the lead. Let him take care of things. Don't make it complicated. Submit to him if you see that he has leadership qualities. It's our responsibility as men to demonstrate leadership, to demonstrate assertiveness, to demonstrate confidence and decisiveness. But if we're not demonstrating these things, she's not going to submit to you. But if we are, trust him. Follow his lead. Submit. A woman's value is completely different from a man's value when it comes to this specific aspect. A man is valued according to what he could provide, his status, what he could provide in terms of money, his confidence, his physical shape, how he looks, his social skills, his dating skills. That's what comprises a man's value, or his SMV, his sexual market value. A woman is completely different. Number 2, a high value woman is more love and relationship focused than she is career focused. Again, like I said in point number 1, we definitely have respect for a woman who busted her ass and got educated, got this degree, got this and that, got this certification, got this training, got this residency if she's a doctor. We definitely respect that. But a woman who prioritizes love and her family and her man over her career, that's exactly what makes her high value. Because if a woman's going to prioritize her man and her family, she's always going to keep him happy. And if she keeps him happy, he's always going to keep her happy. Like I said in a couple of videos ago, it's not that hard to make a man happy. All you need to give him is peace of mind, good food, good sex. That's it. That doesn't mean we're pigs like a lot of women say, oh, you guys are a bunch of pigs. That's just our biological wiring. A man's biological wiring is to pursue success, and when he's with a woman, the way to make him happy is give him those things: good food, good sex, peace of mind. There's more details, but I'm being general right now. So if a woman prioritizes her husband to give him love, to give him affection, to be nurturing, just like I said in point number 1, and makes that the priority instead of her career, then she's more in her feminine energy, which is high value, as opposed to her masculine energy. A lot of women nowadays, I would say actually most women in this society, what they do is they think that the thing that makes them high value is how much they earn, the degree they have, the car they drive, and all this shit. We don't care about that. It's funny how that works. Ask a woman right now, so what makes a high value woman? Oh, her career, her education, blah, blah, blah. No. Maybe that's what makes her valuable to a company, valuable to this, to valuable to that, but that's not what makes her a high value woman. What makes a high value woman is very simple. When she's more love and relationship focused, she's more valuable than a woman who's more career focused. Because guess what? When a woman's more career focused, she's not there for her man. She's not there to please him. I'm not just talking about sexually, I'm just talking about in general, to make him happy, to make his life more easy, to give him ease. At the end of the day, a man, what he looks for in a relationship is that. A woman who can find comfort and ease with her. Calm, tranquility, peace of mind. That's what he's looking for. He's not looking for a woman to compete with him and say, oh, I could do this. I could pay 50-50. I could. No. Just be nice and soft. Be a woman. Focus more on, your family, not just your husband, but your family, than you are on your career. Because when you focus more on your career, that puts you in your masculine energy. That's literally the definition of masculine energy. Focusing on goals, focusing on striving for excellence, focusing on your mission, focusing on overcoming resistance, focusing on success. Sure, a woman could focus on those things, but if she focuses on those things more than she does on her family, then there's a problem. And of course, society nowadays tells us that's normal when it's not normal. Most relationship dynamics are 50-50, where both people are assuming both masculine and feminine roles. It's not supposed to be that way. The man's supposed to assume the masculine role and the woman's supposed to assume the feminine role. That way you have like an electric charge where it's plus and minus. And I know some women watching this might disagree and might say, oh, so if a woman's dependent on you, that's the only way that makes her high value? Absolutely not. Who said that? If a man and a woman are married, right, the whole purpose for them to be in relationships should be, for the purpose of marriage. If that's the case, a woman should focus on her man's happiness and her family's happiness more so than her boss's happiness at work, and more so than finding herself in her career. The same thing with the man. He should focus on providing for his family. That should be his number one focus. To become successful, to provide for his family. That's what makes a man high value. His ability to provide, his ability to protect, his ability to produce, his ability to compete. I don't necessarily mean like to compete in a sport, for example, although sometimes that applies. I'm talking about to compete in terms of to go out there and conquer, get a raise at work, get more successful, be more successful at your business, production. That's what makes a man high value in society, his production value, what he can do, what he can provide. Number 3, she is physically appealing and in good shape, and she is not obese. Now, guys, the definition of attractive for you, if you're a guy watching this, may be different for what's attractive to me. But us men always prioritize a good look on a woman, like beauty. Beauty is always prioritized, and a good figure. A good figure to you is not necessarily the same thing as a good figure to me. As long as she's not obese, because most men don't like obese women. If you're obese and you're a woman watching this, no offense, not to offend you, but that doesn't make you high value. I'm just being honest with you. At the end of the day, a man who's high value, let's say a man who's making $300,000 a year. He's in good shape, he looks good, he takes care of his health, he takes care of his finances, everything, right? He's got status, he's getting attention from other girls. And 10 women at work or whatever, let's say he's the boss, 10 of his employees, for example, I'm just saying, giving an example, or 10 women who he knows are giving him attention. You're one of those 10 women and you're obese. The 9 others, they're nice and they have like an hourglass figure, they're in good shape, they go to the gym, they take care of themselves, they're beautiful. Who do you think he's going to choose? Be completely honest with yourself. He's probably not going to choose you if you're obese. And I'm not saying this again to put you down. I'm saying this to open your eyes to the reality of how it is. A high value man at the end of the day wants a high value woman, and a woman who is, in good shape and she's beautiful. She doesn't have to necessarily be a gym rat, but physically appealing to the man himself and beautiful. That's what a man prioritizes. Now you might ask, what if a woman's not naturally beautiful? What could she do to be a high value woman? Good question. She could always work on going to the gym and eating right and getting her skincare right to make herself or to optimize her natural looks to make them even better. Go to the gym more, work on her skincare, go to a nutrition and, figure out a plan to eat better food, healthier food, and to buy healthier food. That way you can make yourself a higher value woman. Us men are attracted naturally to beauty. Everyone at the end of the day is attracted to beauty because looks matter to a woman too, but not as much as it does to a man. To a man, that's the first thing he looks at. Am I attracted to this woman physically or not? Because if attraction's not there, nothing else is gonna work. But if she's beautiful and physically fit, then that will get our foot in the door. I know a lot of women, again, might be watching this and say, you guys are so superficial. Oh, that's not all that matters to a woman. It's not about being superficial. This is our biological wiring. We are wired to look for a beautiful woman. Men by nature are attracted to a woman with a big butt, like a nicely shaped butt, not like huge, like a nicely shaped butt and nice breasts. Why? Because that means that she has reproductive potential. We don't think about this consciously, but that's how we're programmed. Similarly, a woman is attracted to a man with high status and with the ability to make decent money, who has a good personality, good social skills, all those things, and also good looks and physical fitness. Why? Because if he has those things, then he has the good potential to procreate. If he can procreate, aka create more of his genes, then he will be successful as a man. That's how women think. If you're a woman watching this, that's how women think. That's your biological wiring. That doesn't mean you're a gold digger, for example. That's just your biological wiring. So again, beauty and being in good shape is really important to a man if you want to be a high value woman. Number 4, purity or monogamy or being careful. That's what makes a woman high value. A woman who is pure, who is chaste, is that how you pronounce it? The adjective. If it's chastity, what's the adjective? Is it chaste or chaste? Whatever it is. When a woman doesn't engage, in a lot of sex with just any guy, and she's kind of saving herself, and she is not promiscuous, she's careful, she's monogamous, she's pure. There's some sort of innocence about her when you see her smile. When she is like that, she is more attractive and she is higher value on the SMV scale, which is the sexual market value scale for women. Us men like that because that means that you are pure and that means that you are a woman of value. It means that you're for nobody but the man of your interest. That's what we want. We don't want women who are sleeping around with a bunch of men who are getting a bunch of attention. A woman who's dressed half naked, sure, she might be appealing to a man's eye, but he won't necessarily see her as marriage material. And even if he does, he's always going to be concerned in the back of his mind because he knows that she's very attractive and he knows that if she's like this with every other guy, how am I going to be special? A man at the end of the day prioritizes a woman who is like that if he wants to settle down with her specifically. I'm not talking about a man who's looking for hookups or this or that. I'm talking about a man who wants to settle down. A woman who's careful. She doesn't engage in a bunch of risks. She doesn't do this, she doesn't do that. That's what makes a man a man. His ability to take risks, his ability to conquer, his ability to push beyond resistance, overcome resistance. That's masculine energy right there. And there's nothing wrong with a woman doing these things, by the way. Because at the end of the day, every man and every woman has both masculine and feminine energy. But the more a woman is in her masculine energy, she's unattractive. The same way, the more a man is in his feminine energy, he's unattractive. Doesn't mean he doesn't have feminine traits, because every man has feminine traits because they have feminine energy. But the more a man is in his feminine energy, he's unattractive to women. The more a woman's in her masculine energy, she's more unattractive to men. But it's all about being pure for a woman. You ever go through those dating apps and you look at the pictures and you see a lot of girls nowadays, they have that tough face on, like taking selfies through the dating apps. Like she wants to show you she's a tough woman. Her face is like this, very serious. As opposed to some women you come across, their smile is nice and innocent. It's very radiant. There's like beauty coming out of it. There's femininity coming out of it, if you get what I mean. You're going through the pictures and you're like, holy shit, I like her smile. It's very radiant. It's pulling me in. It's like very feminine. That's what a man looks for. That's high value for a woman. But the more a woman goes like this, showing you how tough she is and listening to, a bunch of trap music and being so loud and, being, what's the word I'm looking for? Promiscuous. That's not attractive to men. That's not high value, at least. Sure, a man might like that for like a one-night stand, but he's not gonna like that to settle down with you. Trait number 5 for a high value woman, and also for a high value man, to be honest, is being disciplined. A woman, when she is disciplined, she's not all over the place, she's not all haywire. She is showing you that she has a degree of maturity. She's disciplined with, let's say, her work. She's disciplined with her husband. She's disciplined with her family. She's disciplined with going to the gym. She's disciplined with eating right. Those things a man looks at and he says, this is a woman of high potential, because if she is like that in her life, she's gonna be a good mate for me, and hence I would like to settle down with her. As opposed to a woman who's all over the place and, her life is all haywire, out of control. She's always crying. There's always ups and downs and ups and downs and ups and downs. She has trouble at work. She has trouble with her friends. She has trouble in this area of her life. She has trouble in that area of her life. A man does not like that. He does not want that. When a woman is disciplined, she's showing that she has some sort of discipline, whether it's financial discipline, whether it's nutritional discipline, eating right, and not just, eating a bunch of candy every single day to the point where she's obese. Whether it's sexual discipline, also very important. We don't like promiscuous women. If we want to settle down with them, we absolutely don't like that. That's what a man is attracted to, a disciplined woman. So you see, guys, I hope this opened your mind up to how there's a huge difference between a high value man and a high value woman. At the end of the day, what makes a man high value is completely different from what makes a woman high value. A man is high value based on his production value to society, his status. It's all sexual market value, right? His SMV, sexual market value, his looks, his status, his ability to provide money, like resources, his physical fitness, his social skills, and his dating skills. That's a man's SMV, what he could provide to the world. That's basically the main thing. It's not that women are just gold diggers, but that's his ability to provide. Not just money, but to provide a lot of things, to provide strength, to provide character, all those things. A woman, on the other hand, she's not the same as a man. When you ask a woman, oh, what makes a high value woman? Oh yeah, I'm a doctor, I'm this, I'm that. That has no relevance to a man seeing you as higher value. A man sees you as higher value, again, when you're soft, nurturing, and submissive, and feminine. Your youth, oh my goodness, that's one of the big points that I missed. Youth, that's a big one. A woman's prime goes down after the age of like 26, 27. A woman's in her prime between the age of like 20 or 21 to like 26 or 27. Afterwards, it goes down. She's past her youth. So if you're a 31-year-old woman watching this, that doesn't mean that you're not going to find a guy. That just means that you're past your prime. You could be very beautiful. You could be very sexy. You could still be a high-value woman, but you went your prime. You're past your prime. What makes a woman nice and high value is her youth. That's another big one that I missed. See, that's another thing that makes a woman high value. What did we say? We said femininity, submission to her man, being soft, being beautiful and physically fit. Physically fit, again, is different from one man versus the other. I personally don't like skinny women. Not that I like hate them, but that's not my preference. I prefer a woman with curves. I wouldn't say fat, but like a curvy woman. Not like fat, but curvy. That's attractive to me. That's attractive to most men, and a beautiful woman. But if you're like, for example, obese and you're 35 years old and you're divorced with 2 kids, you're not a high value woman, no offense. Because at that point, you're way past your prime. You're obese, which means you're not that beautiful or physically fit, no offense. You have 2 kids, you have mileage, you have, too much responsibilities. Your attention is going to be directed away from your family and your man to your kids, which your man doesn't want that. A new man doesn't want that. So that doesn't make you high value. You could still find a man, sure, but don't expect a man who's making $500,000 a year, for example. I'm just being roughly, because a man who makes $5,000 a year is in the top 1% of men in terms of his ability to provide. Don't expect a man like that to want to be with you. He's getting other women throwing themselves at him because he's making so much money, he has status, he's probably good looking, he's probably in good physical shape. But if you don't have those things that I just discussed, what makes a woman high value, then you're probably going to have to settle. So back to the high value traits of a woman. What else did we miss? Being pure and being disciplined. A woman who's pure, she's got that radiance about her. She's pure. She doesn't engage in promiscuity. She doesn't do that stuff. She doesn't go out and, make out with every other guy at a bar every Friday. She's chaste or chaste. I don't know how you pronounce it. And she's disciplined. She has financial discipline. She has sexual discipline, nutritional discipline, emotional discipline to some extent. I mean, not like a man, that's completely different. I wouldn't even say emotional discipline. I would just say discipline in life, just the whole package. Those are the traits of a high value woman. If you're a woman watching this, don't take it personally, but those are the things that make you high value. If you have a doctorate degree, if you have this or that, I understand, I respect that, but that doesn't make you high value. That has no relevance to a man how you will be high value. That has no relevance to your value when a man looks at it. What's high value to a man is completely different from what's high value to a woman. This is not sexist. This is not misogynistic. Some women might be watching thinking that, oh, you think that a woman who's will only be high value if she's dependent on you. No, not like that. A woman's high value if she's being feminine, she's being a woman. That's what makes a woman high value. A man's high value is when he's being a man, when he's being masculine. You don't go on first dates with a man and expect yourself to pay, now do you? No. Why? Because it's the man's responsibility to pay. Why is it the man's responsibility to pay? Because he's the leader. Why is he the leader? Because he's the man. If you want everything to be 50-50, it's a double standard. Everything to be 50-50. Why don't you go pick up the man? Why don't you pay for the first date? Why don't you take the lead? You're gonna be like, no, I don't want to. Exactly, because you're not meant to do that. A man's responsibility is to lead. A man's responsibility is to provide and to protect. A man's responsibility is to take care of everything and for you to just relax, show up, look cute, and have a good time with us. Don't complicate it. Understand. Be a feminine woman. If you're not naturally a feminine woman, I understand, but you're probably going to attract a feminine man if you're a masculine woman. No offense, but there's nothing really for you to be offended at if you're a masculine woman. That just means you're going to attract a feminine man, which is fine. Some men are like that. But if you want to attract a masculine man or a high value man, you have to be a high value woman and demonstrate the traits that I just discussed with you earlier. Anyways, I hope this video benefited you. If you're a man, work on becoming a high value man. If you're a woman, work on becoming a high value woman. I hope that video wrapped everything up. Until next time, guys, peace.